Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Jenny here, the Uncrafty Crafter, and welcome to this week's WIP and Chat. WIP, WIP stands for Work in Progress, and Chat, WIP and Chat. So the idea is to get whatever it is you're working on, whether it's knitting, crocheting, diamond painting, laundry, dishes, driving, whatever. And come hang out with me for a little bit. So anyways, my current WIP is Inspiration of Spring Meadows by Chuck Pinson. I officially have one row done, and I'm starting on the second row. It's a big one, and it's a lot of work. So, but it's going to be beautiful. I am using, my pen is from Enablers Outpost. You can find them on Etsy. Also search for their Facebook group, Enablers Outpost. And then I am using a Bella Art de Nicole tray in rose gold. I'm using the combination of Harbor Freight and Elizabeth Ward storage. And I'm using tweezers from, looks like Dreamer Designs, to open up my Elizabeth Ward container so I don't pop nails off. Ha ha ha. And I believe I'm using glue dots in my single placer. And in my multi-placer, I'm using something new that I'm going to be unboxing soon. So I'm not going to tell you what it is. But anyway, let me grab a drinky drink. This WIP and Chat is brought to you in part sponsored by Diet Sunkissed. Not really, we're just pretending. Okay. So, make sure to, and this, I'm doing this Chuck Pinson canvas because it is part of, well, it's my, sorry, I keep having to pull a little bit of that stuff off the side. But anyway, this is what I'm working on for Mindy and Maritza's Chuck Along 3. And it is beautiful. I'm not, and just in case, I don't want anybody to be like, I don't want Mindy or Maritza to be like, but I haven't seen your, there's something stuck here on my drillage. Okay, it's gone. To be like, oh, you didn't post a start photo or a progress photo, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not like participating. I'm participating, but not like legitimately or whatever you want to call it. Like, I'm not going to like enter the giveaway portions and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just following along with the Chuck along because it's fun to work on the same kind of things that my friends are. So I went ahead and grabbed a handful of colors out. We'll start with this boring brown color. Let's just get that one out of the way, right? Let's just get it out of the way. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to get it out of the way. I've done a little bit of green, a couple different shades of green here. A regular, like, I don't know, not regular, maybe like a Christmassy green. And then like an olive green. And then this is a brown. Yeah, brown. We'll take care of that one. So anyway, yeah, let me know in the comments how you're doing. How has your week been? Anything going on? Any kind of like awesome news you want to share? Maybe share what you're working on. If you're doing the Chuck Along or not. If you're doing a different event. I don't know if there's any other events going on this month or not, but anyway, so yeah, there's, I mean, all kinds of awesomeness. I've been seeing a ton of the photos and stuff that people are sharing for the Chuck-along, and it's amazing. Can't wait to see what they have in store for the their videos and stuff, you know. Can't wait to see what's going to happen. But yeah, I don't have my light pad on, so I can't see very well. Not with these old eyes. So I'm doing lots of sitting down and sliding. Let me get another drink. I am thirsty tonight. I should be drinking water. I know. Let's see. What can I share? Oh, we got a new microwave. That is the, like, huge news at my house this week. So it's kind of a whole thing. I don't remember. I know I mentioned it to you guys, but I don't remember if it was during my live or if it was during last WIP and chat. I don't think it's been that long. But surely to goodness, we couldn't win a whole week without a microwave, right? I don't know. Maybe we did. I don't remember. I know that I mentioned it in my vlog, my very first vlog for the Patreons and YouTube members in the Stay Golden Girls level. Get a weekly vlog, and I posted my very first one, and I shared about, hold on, I'm getting ready to sneeze. Oh, bless me. But yeah, I shared about the microwave in that post or that vlog video. So, basically, the other day when my husband woke me up in the morning, he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop and get a microwave when I get off work tonight." And I'm like, "Why?" And he said, "Well, it quit. I mean, it had been messing up for a long time. It was rusting through underneath the little, like, turntable plate, and it was just being a major pain in the butt." But, you know, I'm like the kind of person, for the most part, that will use stuff until it just flat won't work no more, you know? So that's kind of what happened with the microwave. Because I knew that when I had to replace that microwave, I wanted a different kind. So we currently had, or we previously had, just a countertop microwave, right? So then we decided that when it was time to buy a new microwave, we wanted to get one of the over the range. They're called over the range, but it's the ones that, you know, are up above the stove, you know. And I knew they were a little bit pricey compared to your normal microwaves and all of that. So I was like, well, we'll just wait till this one just flat kicks the bucket, and then we'll get one of those. So that's pretty much what happened. Like, it kicked the bucket. And he wanted to just go ahead and stop at Walmart and pick one up on the way home when he got off work. And I'm like, but why spend, you know, $75 or $100 for a little janky microwave when you can spend another $100 or $200 or whatever for one of the ones that goes up above the stove? Like, it just seemed like a waste to me, you know? And he's like, okay, well, just tell me what kind you want me to get, blah, blah, blah. So there I went on the hunt, looking on, like, of course I looked on Amazon, but I also looked at, like, Home Depot and Lowe's and all those different places, Best Buy, blah, 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 blah. And we ended up just picking one out from Lowe's. And we got that one. And it's a Samsung, which have said for a long time that I didn't want any sort of Samsung appliance, because I've heard from so many people over the last few years that they weren't all they were cracked up to be. Like, I've heard people say they should just stick to making phones and not appliances, because they're not all they're cracked up to be. But I was like, well, this microwave isn't a smart microwave. Like, it's just a microwave, you know? It's not nothing fancy. It's not like Bluetooth. It's not gonna, like, go out and, like, kill the cow and make the steak and everything for me. It's nothing like that. No fancy pants. I mean, as fancy as it gets is, it's got a kitchen timer on it, and it's got the little popcorn button and the pizza button and the this button and that button, you know, but that's it. No fancy pants. And so, and it was the only one that they had in stock, but it had good reviews, you know. So I was like, okay, let's just get that one. So that's what we got. And he stopped and picked it up. I'm thinking like Friday when he got off work. I think that's when he went and got it. And then a friend of ours came, and him and Dale together installed it. They installed it on Sunday, because Dale had to work on Saturday most of the day, so they just decided to install it on Sunday, and it's so pretty. Long story short, yeah, we got a new fancy, well, I said it wasn't fancy pants. It's not, but it's a lot prettier compared to my old one. So, and it looks good over my stove, you know. It looks really nice. And it frees up all that counter space, because I have very little counter space. So it frees up a lot of the counter space. Not a lot, but enough. So I still have to decide what I'm going to do with that. Dale still hasn't taken the old microwave out of the kitchen yet. He was going to do that tonight, but then he got busy and didn't. So I'll make him, like, get rid of that tomorrow. And kind of rearrange counter things and see what I decide to do. So, because I have a lot of appliances that are like the kind of appliances that you can't just really use and then put under the cabinet and then pull them back out when you need to use them again. Like, for instance, the Instant Pot air fryer. My Instant Pot is so big. I do have a spot that I keep it in under a cabinet, but like, if I used it more often, like when we first got it and was using it a lot, I kept it on the counter. And then we have our big coffee maker, and then we have a KitchenAid mixer, you know, just a lot of big things that takes up a lot of counter space. So, Poppy's snoring over here again. You guys always get to hear her snoring. She's a sleepy girl. But yeah, the microwave looks really good. It's really pretty. And it didn't take them long to install it, but see, they had to, the counter or the cabinets that were over my stove, glue dots won't let go of my drill. The two cabinets that were over my stove, they actually had to, like, not remove, but like move those 2 cabinets up to allow enough room under them to install the microwave, you know, so it had enough clearance or whatever. So, including doing that and doing all of the like wiring stuff or whatever, and all of that kind of stuff. I think it took them, let me see, he got here about 12:30. So I'd say they probably got started about 1. And they were finished by 4 o'clock. So it took them like 3 hours. Not too bad. Not too shabby. And then, of course, I had to do the whole, like, cleanup on aisle 4, you know, whenever they pulled the stove out of the way so they could, like, get up under there to do the cabinet stuff. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm just going to be honest. I'm not one of those that, like, does the, like, twice a year pull the appliances out and sweep and dust and all. No, I don't do that. I'm too lazy for that. So, yeah, I had to clean that, take care of all of that, wipe the sides of the stove down really good and clean those, and the floor, and I found a toy underneath there that was under the stove. Just random stuff. But I'm excited about the microwave. I think I'm more excited about the counter space that I get, though, to be honest. Okay, let's move away from the microwave. I'm like getting on my own nerves talking about this microwave. What else? What else can I share with you guys? Oh, another thing. This was really cool. Do you remember a few weeks back, I had told the story about Eli buying all of those kid movies on that streaming app? He spent like $100 and some. Remember that? Remember? If you don't remember, or you're new here, or you missed that video, basically what happened is my child, okay, he has autism. He loves technology. He loves TV. He loves all of that. And he got on, there was a movie that he wanted, and it was on one particular app. Well, my husband purchased it for him. And before Dale had the opportunity to take the credit card back off, of the, you know, or pull the like form of payment away from that app or whatever, he started getting email or text notifications from our bank saying, did you make a purchase to voodoo.com, which is VUDU? I know it sounds weird, but it's just a movie streaming app. And Dale's like, yeah, I did one. And then he started getting more and more and more. And I don't even remember how many there were. We calculated it. It was like $183 or $187 worth of movies that Eli had purchased. And like I said, he has autism. He didn't know any better. He just thought that he was, you know, he didn't know he was doing anything wrong, basically. So my husband calls Voodoo and explains the situation, and they're like, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. It was, you know, basically considered an authorized payment or authorized transaction because it was from our house. So anyway, then he calls the bank. I call my niece who used to work at the bank, and she's like, yeah, I don't know about all that. I don't know. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, what I was saying was my niece, who also used to work at the bank, basically was like, yeah, I don't know, probably not gonna get anything accomplished if, like, the main branch of the bank, basically was like, nah, and then the voodoo people were like, nah. So, we were like, okay, lesson learned, which really there wasn't any lesson. I mean, other than Dale was intending to disconnect the credit card from that account as soon as he made the one purchase, but he literally didn't, like, do it right before he left the room, and it was like within 15 minutes from making that purchase for Eli for the movie that Dale started getting text notifications from her bank saying, did you make these purchases? And Dale's like, I made one purchase, but not all of the other ones. So yeah, Eli is a smart cookie, I'll tell you that, when it comes to technology. Did I just shake those out for no reason? Yeah, I think I don't have any more 9s. Let me see. Let me double check. But yeah, he, that was, $180 some down the toilet, literally. Well, not literally, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, the other day, Dale gets an email from Voodoo saying that they had, in their records, had noticed that we had made multiple purchases within, like, seconds, like back to back to back to back to back. And some of them were like repeat purchases. Like, Eli had basically purchased the same movie like 2 or 3 times in a row. And they were like, so we, understand that was like an error, and they were going to refund some of the money. And I was like, oh, that's so awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't remember exactly how much they ended up refunding. I want to say it was a little more than half, which I was completely fine with, 100% fine with. So we were both excited about that. But anyway, needless to say, the credit card is not attached to anything on Eli's TV. And anything that requires any sort of purchase has to have like a password. It's password protected, blah, 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 blah. So that's kind of how that went. Okay, this is the symbol 8. So that's that. Eli is also not like an outdoorsy kid. With autism, it's kind of weird. Like my nephew, well, my great nephew, my niece's little boy, he has autism as well. And he is a complete outdoors kid. He loves to be outside. Loves it. Eli, no. He goes outside, and even when he was little, like to go out and play in the yard or whatever, play ball or do this or do that, outside, nope. He'd be out there for 5 minutes, and then he'd be like, okay, I'm ready to go in. And so, with typical children, you can be like, no, you're not going in. You're going to stay outside and play, blah, 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 blah. But kids with special needs, I mean, every case is different. You know what I mean? There's no one is never just like the other, ever, ever, ever. That goes with any children, whether they're autistic or if they have any sort of special needs. You can't compare any children, even typical children. You can't compare one typical child to another typical child. So, but, you know, I mean, whenever I was little, if I didn't want to go outside and play, my mom was like, too bad, you're going outside and playing. Even if that means, you know, and it wasn't because she wanted us out from her hair. It was just that's what kids did whenever I was growing up. If it was nice out, you played outside. I mean, and my mom would be outside. It's not like she was slinging us out the door and not letting us come back in or nothing like that. You know, we were outside kids. And I tried being a little bit that way with Eli, but he was just miserable. I mean, and then another thing, he has very sensitive skin. So, you know, if he gets a mosquito bite anywhere on his face, his entire eyes will swell shut. He gets big giant knots on his arms or legs or wherever he gets bit. So he just does not like being outdoors unless it's like to go swimming. Then he's all about it. You can't hardly get him out of the swimming pool, you know. But Jolie, I had taken her because it's been so cold. I mean, we've only just now the last few days has it been warm enough to even like let her go outside, you know. But today, or no, it was this weekend, not today. It was Sunday, I think. We were outside for a little bit and had her out there with us, and she was barefoot, you know. I was barefoot, of course, because I live in the country, and I like being barefoot outside as much as I can. I just can't help it. I love it. So, I had her outside barefoot, and the grass is still kind of like dry and crunchy and, you know, sticks everywhere from where we haven't like cleaned up from the winter, like, you know, whenever, and we do that whenever it gets like springtime and it's getting ready time to start mow. We'll go around the property and pick up tree limbs, sticks, all that before we start mowing. So all of that was still kind of here and there, you know, and she was not enjoying it. Now, last spring, she loved it. This spring, she don't. But now last spring, she wasn't walking yet, you know. She was kind of teetering around a little bit, but not really like walking. And then, so she mostly just kind of sat in the grass and played. So whenever I set her down out there, she was like, I don't want to move. I don't want to take a step. So I had her by the little hand, and we walked around the yard a little bit. And she's like, okay, I'm done. Pick me up and carry me back to the house. So, I can't wait to get her out. She loves being outside. She likes to go be outside. So it's just a matter of like acclimating her to that, you know, grass. She's a very like textural kid. She likes texture, you know. Eli was the kind of like the opposite. He don't like, you would set him in the grass when he was little, and he would like curl his toes up and like tried a lot. He just didn't like it. And she is very much more, wants to see how everything feels and all that kind of stuff, you know. And so I think she'll be good. I think she'll have a good time this spring and summer outside once she gets used to being out there, you know. So I'm looking forward to the summer with her outside, and Mr. Eli will be indoors doing his whole technology thing, and I'm fine with that as long as he's not spending $1 million on random movies that we have to pay for. I have a teeny tiny little poppy dog hair on my canvas. Got it. But anyway, the weather has been super nice, like super nice lately. And I looked at the forecast today, like the next 10 days or whatever. And half of the week, I think until like Thursday maybe, or I can't remember exactly now, is supposed to be like in like the high each day is supposed to be like in the 60s, which is awesome. But then the last part of the week and then in through the weekend, it's supposed to drop back down into the 50s, which is okay. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not, you know, be outside in a t-shirt kind of weather, you know. I mean, it is, but not for kids or for babies. So, and I think we're supposed to get quite a bit of rain too. Or maybe we just have a chance of rain each day. I don't know. So I'm just looking forward to spring. Looking forward to, there's another poppy hair stuck to my glue dot. Looking forward to spring and summer, and I pray that this summer is not going to be a blazer like it was last year. Last summer was miserable. But I am looking forward to being outside. I say that now, but whenever, like, in the throes of summer, I'll be saying, God, I'm never going outside again. You won't catch me inside. You'll catch me, or outside. You'll catch me inside with my air conditioner and my fan. And yeah, I'll be griping. I do it every year. But anyway, that's the life of me when it comes to weather. I like sweater weather. When it's like nice and like warm during the day and a little chilly at night. Perfect weather. I have not, let me see. It's making me think about flowers. About being outside and planting flowers. So usually, like we don't have a lot of like landscaping, like greenery, like bushes or ferns or any kind of thing like that really around the house. I mean, a little bit here and there, but not anything like completely decked out, pretty. So what I usually do is get like around Mother's Day, usually right around, well, that's usually my Mother's Day gift is I go and splurge on flowers. Like I used to try to plant flowers here, but the place where I live now is the place that I grew up in. So before we moved in here, my mom and dad lived here. Well, then when my granddad, my papa passed away, they bought his place, and then my husband and I bought this place. And this is where I grew up. So I love living here. It's an old farmhouse. I love it. But for whatever reason, my mother made the decision a million years ago to haul rock in here and have it put all the way around the house, like landscape rock, you know. And they're the rocks that are like about that big around, give or take, and they're odd shaped. They're all like, and they're some different colors, but they're about shaped about like that. If you can see that, let me see if you can see that even. I have a low battery on my phone, but yeah, it's about like that big around. The rocks are. I have to plug my phone in soon. But so I don't know why she did that. And after she did it, she hated it, obviously. But I don't know if it was like the in thing back then. It would have been in the 80s. Sometime whenever she did that. And they're still there, granted. They're just covered up with mulch now because we mulch around. Because there's like landscaping timber all the way around the house. And then, you know, the rock is in there. So, and then she started years later, she started putting mulch out every couple of years, you know. And she would just cover the rock up with the mulch. And that's what we've continued to do because I hate the rock. And second of all, you can't plant flowers around the house because of the rock. Because if it was like little bitty gravel, it'd be one thing. But because the rocks are this big, and now they've been there for so long that they're basically buried, like hardcore in the ground, when you try to take a shovel and dig a hole, it's impossible. It's impossible. So, usually what I do is just put the mulch around, and then I have like little statues and little stands and different things around here and there around the house that I can sit or hang like hanging baskets on, or pots of flowers or whatever. So that's kind of what I do. So for Mother's Day, that's what I do. I'll buy like some hanging baskets or some potted flowers that are already, you know, like done up. Or I will get like flats of flowers and plant in my little pots that I have. So I haven't done that in a few years. And if I'm going to be honest, I just kind of like the last few years have not really had any interest in doing so. Like, I really just didn't care. And I blame that on, like, depression, to be honest. I really do. But this year, I kind of feel like I want to buy some pretty flowers and let it look all pretty and stuff. So, my favorite flowers to buy are geraniums. I didn't used to like geraniums. I thought they looked like old lady flowers. But now that I'm older, now that I'm an old lady, I like them. That's so funny. But I do. I love geraniums, and they're easy to take care of. Petunias, they're pretty. They were always my mom's favorite. But they're not easy to manage because they get like, you have to have a lot of sunlight, and we don't have a lot, like we have a lot of trees around our house. So, the petunias always end up getting like too leggy, and then you have to like cut them back, and then they They, I just built. And I used to get like impatiens all the time, but now I'm just sick of them because that's all I used to buy. So right now, like, geraniums are my thing. Or has been for the last few years. I just think they're pretty. And they're easy to take care of. They're real showy kind of flowers because they've got the big, flower head on them. And they're easy to manage because when they start dying off, you just pop the little head off and more grow right back. So that's the cool thing. I'm going to stop this and restart because I got to plug my phone in. And I'm back. Yeah, I had to plug my phone in. You might see the cord, you might not. Hopefully it won't get in the way of me diamond painting. Had to get another swig. So yeah, that's that on the flower front. We'll see how it goes. I have a few of those knockout rose bushes around the front part, like around my front porch. And then on the corner of my front porch, I have a Japanese maple tree. And it's beautiful. However, it is like outgrowing the spot where it is. And we had it cut back, but it's still just too tall now. And I don't know what to do because it's too big for the area where it is. But I'm too scared to try to have somebody like transplant or, transplant it or whatever you want to call it. I don't think transplant is the right word, is it? Basically dig it up and plant it somewhere else. I'm just afraid it'll kill it. But the Japanese maple my mom and dad had planted here. And so I kind of like feel a tie to it as it, like to my parents. And if something were to happen to it, I would feel awful. But anyway, yeah. It does no longer look good where it's at now. It's just too overgrown for the area where it is. And there's no way to prune it back because it's still just too tall. It's not that it's too big around. It's just too tall for the space. So, not really much you can do with it. Oops. Oh my goodness. I almost poured these in with these. Oh my God. That would have been awful. What was I thinking? I wasn't thinking. I was too busy looking at something else and not paying attention. 54. Okay, there's that. Now, I'm going to open this color up and do some of this. Okay. So, here's another quick little story I can tell you about Jolie Mae. Jolie Mae Houvier. She, the little heifer. Oh, I had accidentally here's what happened. I was in the kitchen, and she was in here in the living room, like on the other end of the house, And I was only in there for a couple minutes, was going to come back in here to her. And before I could get a chance to come back in here with her, this little drill here has some little craters in it. But before I could get back in here to her, I hear her clomping down the hallway, okay? She's too little. She's like super tiny for her age, okay? I've said that 100 times. She's too little. She's very small for her age. But when she walks down the hallway or anywhere through the house, it sounds like a herd of elephants. I mean, she just like, thump, 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 thump. You can hear her all through the house. So, I hear her coming down the hallway. And I can tell, like, I had my glasses up on top of my head because I was reading something on my phone, so I couldn't really see, like, from it at a distance what she had in her hand. But I could tell she had something dark in her hand, and I was like, what has she got? And I put my glasses, you know, I had them, like, up on top of my head and just pulled them down onto my face, and saw she had my coffee cup, my big black coffee cup that you've seen a lot lately here on the channel. And oh my God, oh my God. So I had left it in the living room here. It was actually sitting here on my desk. It didn't have a lot of coffee in it. It was less than half a cup. And I had been telling Dale recently, I'm like, I'm going to have to quit leaving my coffee or my drinks on the desk when I leave the room, because if Joey gets up there, she could very easily knock my drinks over onto my diamond paintings, because my diamond painting stays right here all the time, and my coffee or my cup is literally like right here. It's right off to the side where she can reach it from the recliner. But anyway, sure enough, here she come down the hallway with my big giant black coffee cup. And I say something to her. I'm like, what do you got? And she, as soon as I say, what have you got? Or what are you doing? Or what is that? She automatically comes walking to me with it held out. Like, here, I'm sorry, Mommy, you know. And she hands me the cup. It was empty. And I was like, great. I'm going to go in there and my canvas is going to be a disaster. It's going to be sticky because I use the creamer in it, you know, that's the sugar. It's got sugar in it. And I was just, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And it was this Chuck Pinson that was laying here. So I come in here and I'm like, so nervous. I know my butt cheeks were clenched tighter than I don't know what, tighter than a tick. And I was like, just waiting to see it. But no, thank God she had got it. She had spilled a little bit on my recliner. And then the rest of it on the floor. Which was like, fine. I'm like, I don't care where you spill it as long as you don't spill it on my diamond painting. So, but, yeah. I cleaned that mess up. And wasn't too big of a mess. Like I said, there wasn't that much coffee left in the cup. There was enough that it could have ruined my diamond painting, that's for sure. But, or part of my diamond painting. But, she's gotten to where she wants, like, drinks. If she sees me drinking anything, she wants a drink of whatever I have. And she has a sippy cup. You know, she still does take a bottle with milk in it. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. But she drinks, like, juice and water and the occasional watered down pop out of her sippy cup. Again, don't judge me. It's watered down. I even water down the juice. Just psh, 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 psh. Nope. So, but she wants to, like, be an adult, I guess, you know, and try to take drinks out of big people cups. And she's just not quite there yet. So, not gracious enough. She drowns herself, and she can't, like navigate how far to tip it up without drowning yourself. And, you know, that's something we'll be working on come summer, outside, in the yard, where she can make all the messes she chooses. But, yeah, so I'd say she was trying to get a swig of it and dumped it. But, and then today, husband comes home from work and he picks her up and he's like, she's soaking wet. And I'm like, what do you mean soaking wet? I just changed her butt a little bit ago. Like, literally just 15 or 20 minutes ago. There was no way that she could have been soaking wet. And he said, it's all the way up her back. Like her shirt, the back of her shirt's wet. And I was like, huh. And I felt her diaper felt wet, but kind of like on the outside, not on the inside, you know. And I had noticed she had been laying in the floor watching TV with her feet kind of up in the air. So I just assumed maybe it was like a diaper fail, you know, and kind of like peed out of the diaper. I don't know. So that's what I assumed. So I brought her in here to change her diaper and change her shirt. And because she was just running around in a t-shirt and a diaper. But I get her in here and I sit down and my butt's soaking wet. As soon as I sit down, I feel my butt's just soaked. And I'm like, oh my God, Jolie Mae, you peed a flood. And then I looked behind me and I saw an empty, smashed water bottle with the lid, the cap off of it. And that's what the mess was. It wasn't pee, thank goodness. But somehow or another, she finagled that cap off of the water bottle and probably tried to drink it and made a mess. So, and we thought it was pee. So she's trying to be big girl stuff, you know. Remember last week when I was talking about the little kitchen toy that I wanted to get for her? You guys that have bought those little like kitchens, let me make sure I'm still recording. Okay, yeah. For those of you that have bought little kitchens for your kids or grandkids or whatever, how old were your kids when you got them? I mean, she'll be 2 towards the end of the month. Lord have mercy, I can't even believe that. But I don't know if she's really ready for that. I mean, she loves to play with like kitchen-y things, you know. And she loves to like act like she's stirring in her little bowl with her little spoon, and she'll take a bite and she'll give me and Dad a bite, you know. So I don't know if she's like ready for an actual kitchen now, or if we should possibly get it for her birthday, or if we should if it would be more age appropriate towards Christmas time. You know what I mean? I don't know. I hate to like spend that kind of money for something right now if she's not going to play with it or get much use out of it yet. And that would be an awesome Christmas present, right? So, I don't know yet. But let me know, yeah, if you bought any of those little, like, Little Tikes or Step 2 or whatever those different brands are of play kitchens. How old were your kids or grandkids when you bought it for them? Because we never bought Eli one. But I have to say that one of the early signs that he had some stuff going on with like developmental delays and things was that he didn't like have much like imaginative play, you know what I mean? He didn't show that he did. So, and she does. So I just kind of Now that he's older, he does way more than he did when he was little. But, you know, again, there we go. Every child is different, right? So, yeah, trying to decide if we want to get it for Christmas or for her birthday. Because birthday end of March, and then we have April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. That's 9 months away. So, I cannot believe she's going to be 2 years old. I'm going to have to share some, I've decided that I'm going to do a, her birthday is actually on the 21st of March. And like I said, she'll be 2. But I've decided that I'm going to do like one of my WIP and chats. Probably the WIP and chat would be either like right before, because her birthday falls on a Sunday this year. And my WIP and chats are on Tuesdays, so I don't know whether it'll be like the WIP and chat before her birthday or after her birthday, but I plan on sharing my like having a baby after 40 story, because, you know, I had her after I was 40 years old. And I know that a lot of people have shown interest in that and have asked, you know, about that. So I plan on telling that. I've been wanting to do it for a long time, but then I had made up my mind that I was going to wait until her birthday month to share the story, you know. So that's what I'm going to do. But whenever I do, I'm going to have to show you all of the pictures that we took of her for her first birthday, because it was so sad, because I had planned all the first birthday party stuff. I had the cake that I wanted done, her little outfit, the decorations, everything bought except for the cake, obviously. And then COVID happened. And I remember being like, should we like have her party still, or should we not have the party? Like, I don't know what to do. And we decided against it, against having the party. And we decided that we would just wait until the COVID thing was over. And then maybe during the summer sometime we would get together with family and have our first birthday party together. But lo and behold, here we are a year later, still dealing with COVID. So that didn't happen. And I'm not going to have an actual birthday party for her second birthday either, because COVID is still a thing. And as much as I would love to, it's just not worth the risk. We'll still do cake and hats and a little, you know, family, just us birthday party for her. But nothing official, which sucks. But I'll have to share all those 1 year birthday party pics, or birthday pics that I got of her, because we did get her a cake and we let her like pig out on the cake, you know, dig into it with her face and all that. So I'll have to show those pictures whenever I do that WIP and chat. So I'm planning on doing that one, like I said, either the Tuesday before or after her birthday. I'll have to play that by ear and see which one I end up doing. So stay tuned for that. That'll be a good story. If you want to hear the weird and wonky details of having a baby after 40 years old, well, there you go. I'm almost closing in on all of these C's. I think I got just this section down here of C's left. And then I will be close to done. And then in May is Eli's birthday month. But May is also going to be my 1 year anniversary for YouTube. So it'll be my 1 year YouTube anniversary. YouTube anniversary. Is that even a word? I mean, I know it's not, obviously, but it's fun to say YouTube anniversary. Fun, fun, fun. It's late and I hear my neighbor's dog across the yard barking, or across the road barking. It's a little bitty outside dog, or I mean a little bitty house dog. But that thing, man, it's a yapper. Yep, yep, yep. Mine are yappers too, but they don't really bark when they're outside unless they see somebody or somebody pulls up in the driveway or something like that, you know. But that dog, my neighbor's dog across the road, just yaps for no reason. No reason at all. Okay, I think that is it. All right, all right, all right. I blame that right there on Abigail Marie. She always says, all right, all right, all right. Like, okay, Matthew. Those Lincoln commercials that Matthew McConaughey does kill me. I'm like, his voice, he's one of those. I used to love Matthew McConaughey, but now I'm like, I don't know. I think ever since he did that movie, Magic Mike or whatever, I'm like, I can't with him. No, I just can't. And then he does these dumb Lincoln Cadillac commercials, and I'm like, is it Cadillac or Lincoln? I think it's Lincoln. And they're just weird. They're just weird commercials. Am I right? His voice is Matthew McConaughey-ish, which I get, but those commercials are just weird. So, anyway, I am going to go ahead and hang up the telephono, okay? Not really hang up the telephone, but you know what I mean. Sorry I'm shaking this. There's something on my phone charger that's like stuck to it. I don't know what that was. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me for this week's Whip and Chat. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button before you skedaddle out the door. And if you're new here, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell, ding, 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 to get notified the next time I upload another video. And that'll be that. All right, you guys have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week, and we'll see each other soon. Bye, bye, bye.